Hi, welcome to Million Mission Mondays. I'm actually standing here in Volusia County in Daytona Beach. I'm in front of my 25,000 square foot space here. It's a big industrial space, and I love it because we're actually making things. The good old American way is we make stuff and we ship it and sell it all over the world. I don't actually make it, I just rent the space to them, but I do feel like I'm part of an important part of American culture. It's a great day, although it does feel like it's starting to rain, so I have to kind of hurry. I'm excited because this is the special Donald Trump series. We're talking about the art of the deal, and he did something very specific when he became a billionaire, when he became a TV star, and he became president. He said, I don't do it for the money. I don't need the money. And there's three very specific steps I'm going to give you to put that principle to work in your life. I used to have a high school wrestling coach that while he was torturing you would say that you should be screaming, I like it, I love it, I want more of it. And so the idea here is that we want to be doing what we love, not what we need. If you think you need the money, if you're trying to close a deal because you need the money, then you're toast. They say that lions have this sense in their fangs, and they could tell when somebody is fearful. They can actually sense where your arteries are and know how to make the kill shot with their teeth. And so we don't want to be standing up there in front of a crowd or trying to sell something to somebody one-on-one, making a presentation. And they can tell we're doing it because we need it, because we need to close them, we need the money. We should be doing it like Donald Trump, where we're saying, I don't need the money. We're doing it like Donald Trump, where we're saying, I don't need corporate dollars. I'm going to do things for the right reason. That's the idea here. Now on these Million Mission Mondays, I'm going to share what I learned from billionaire friends like Gary, Alden, and Martin. And this, though, is, in addition to those billionaires, this is my special Donald Trump session. And so let's go through these three steps. First of all, our goal, of course, again, is we want your name here. Your name on this check for $1 million. That's $1 million in profit. And I don't want you to just be getting one of those. I want you to be getting many of those over the course of your career. The idea here is working towards a life with great choices. The whole idea of this particular session of Trump's art of the deal is still about choices. If you go to jail, they take away your choices. That's what makes it so miserable. Here's the bed, you don't get a choice. Here's your toilet that sits out in the open, you don't get a choice. Here's your food, there isn't a menu, you don't get a choice. You don't get a choice to how to use your time or how to spend your day. It's choiceless. So all of this is about having the choices for the future that you want, being open. We don't want to be stuck in a box one day and be stuck having to go to work, stuck without any choices. So let's talk about these three steps to the art of the deal by Donald Trump. The first one is this one. Again, I love it, I don't need it. I love it, I don't need it. That's really step one. That again puts you in front of them and they don't sense your fear and want to kill your pitch or your idea. You're doing it for the right reason. That's really step number one. And psychologists have done a lot of studies on this. I'm in school getting my master's in psychology, and I study a lot about this idea of not being up there for the purpose of needing, and people are sitting there in front of you and you want to get them separated from their money, but we're up there and it makes a much greater impact when it's for a cause, for a purpose, for the right reason. The second one, and it doesn't quite go with the first one per se, but this is what Aldo used to tell me. He says, while you're doing it for the love of doing it, never fall in love with a deal. Never be in love with a deal. Again, I'm in front of my 25,000 square foot building, but I looked at probably in this area of Volusia County, I probably looked at 40 different buildings, talked to many realtors, made some offers, talked to a lot of owners before finally finding the deal that worked. I loved a lot of the spaces. I actually looked at one today while I was out here that I loved, but unless all the points work, you walk away from it. So you never truly fall in love with the deal. You're always ready to walk away or you lose. This one, I literally stole it. The guy who I bought it from hates me now. That's kind of what you're looking for. Last step in this is You create your own reality. You create your own reality. So when I look at the idea of presenting, so you're Donald Trump and you're presenting your presidential campaign. You're a chiropractor and you're presenting your case. You're a dentist and you're presenting your treatment plan. You're in real estate and you're presenting your sale, or you're up on stage presenting to a large group. There's really this idea that you create your reality. What do I mean by that? So when we talk about choices for the future, I want to eventually have the business and the resources that I desired up front. So here's what I can mean by that. So for example, you're a chiropractor and you want a lifetime family wellness practice. But is that what you're actually closing people to? Many people say, well, I've got this system where I can just get them to sign up for more money to treat their pain or provide some type of care. But then what I close them to, I close them for. Eventually I have a group of people who started to get something short-term, didn't start their families, weren't about wellness, and so I didn't close them for the thing I wanted. So I leave myself in the future with a practice I did not want. It's the same thing with finances. Many people give away the farm. I was talking to a friend who owns a gym, and so they do a lot of wheeling and dealing, and eventually they actually had an actual lousy gym that wasn't making any money. Lots of people there, packed workouts, but there was no money. The resources weren't there. This person's now very limited on their choices because while they created a large following, they actually had no money. So what we create them to, we create them for. We want to create them to the purpose we want to be living out in our lives, where we're taking care of people or working with members or parishioners that we want. They're there for the right reason. They talk about this with big churches where we got a lot of people to join the church, but the people aren't really committed followers of Jesus Christ. Now I've got a big group of people sitting in front of me that aren't truly committed followers living the lifestyle. So this third step is so critical. You create your own reality. So again, this is about the choices we make. It's really difficult, and again, Trump has mastered it. I don't need the money, he said. That's his first thing in The Art of the Deal. If you read Trump's Art of the Deal, he says, I don't need the money. So that lets us go into any sort of pitch, any sort of sale, any sort of message, doing it just for the right reason. We don't want to be preaching a gospel that we like. We want to be preaching a gospel that transforms. A lot of my pastor friends say we're preaching a weak gospel. We want to be actually teaching something to people that we believe in, so we create a future for them and ourselves that we believe in. So here's one question for you that maybe you can put on this post. How can you stay focused on the purpose and not the result? How do we stay focused on the fact that we love it, not the outcome of it? How can you really detach from the outcome? So please put your answer there. Your answer will help everyone in this community. Again, the question is, how do we stay focused on the purpose and not the result? How do we detach ourselves from the outcome so we're truly doing what we love? Again, the whole goal here is one day you too will have a lot of these. These are these checks. This is the idea of Million Mission Monday. It's $1 million profit check, but it's a Million Mission Monday. It's based on a mission-based business. So together, you're getting the resources you want for your future, to have choices, to be able to do whatever you want with your life. By the same token, we actually are on a mission together. Never forget, God created you for a purpose, and all things are working together for good for those who are created for His purposes. Remember who you are.